Greetings, future scholars of America. Mr. Barfield here with another round of grammar videos. We're moving on to a new chapter of our grammar book, Subject-Verb Agreement, which is something that most people fairly understand the logistics of, but it gets more complicated as you go on. And so, of course, we're going to focus on the complicating stuff. But start off with, here's the basic idea of Subject-Verb Agreement. A singular noun calls for a singular verb form, and a plural noun calls for a plural verb form. Capiche? For example, in the present tense, the singular form of the verb usually ends in an S or an ES, which can be confusing because when you think S, you think plural, but the singular form of the verb usually ends in S or ES. So it's like opposite day. The verb must also agree with the subject pronoun. If you're confused about that, here are some subject pronouns and how the verb form works with them. For the most part, it's all the plural form of the verb, except for this one. Making a subject and its verb agree is easy when the verb directly follows the subject, but sometimes a phrase containing another noun comes between the subject and the verb, or sometimes the sentence is arranged in an odd way. For example, the desert, except in polar regions, becomes very hot. Make sure you don't mistake the object of the preposition for the subject of the sentence. The subject of this sentence is not regions, it's desert, and becomes is the verb. By rearranging sentences so that the subject comes first, you see the subject and verb in their usual order. For example, you might get confused here because is obviously the verb form, but is there the subject? What? No. Let's rearrange it a little. Doesn't make as much sense, but it just still gets across. A high mountain there is near the desert. Mountain being the subject, there is, well, it's just there. That's all for today, future scholars.